Hello, Wonderhussy here. It's another beautiful morning in fabulous Colorado. Last night I camped right here at the side of the Colorado River. Well, actually, I camped back up there in the trees because, well, the road ends way before you get to the edge of the actual river. But yeah, that's the Colorado River. The same Colorado River that runs all the way across the southwestern US and goes through the Hoover Dam and all that stuff. Well, this is way up north where it's still sparkling, fresh, clean snowmelt before it gets all gross and polluted from all those people's piss in Lake Powell and Lake Mead. Nah, this part of the river is just 50 miles from the headwaters, so everything's still nice and clean and peaceful. Now, I made a video yesterday where I actually went to the actual headwaters of the Colorado River, way up in the Rocky Mountains. And if you watch that video, well, you're probably noting how different the landscape is here for only being 50 miles downstream. I mean, the headwaters were way up in the mountains at 10,000 feet, and it was lush and green, and there were aspen trees and wildflowers and moose and striking scenery. Well, just 50 miles downstream, the landscape has turned to, well, basically a high desert. We're at about 7,000 feet here, and it's a lot warmer. Actually feels really good. But yeah, this is only 50 miles downstream from where the river starts. And well, you might be wondering why I'm hanging out here in a high desert when I drove all this way to Colorado to get away from the desert in the summer. And that's because there's a hot spring. I think it's right around that bend in the river there. Matter of fact, the people in this boat here are probably headed there now. Now, I've been to several other hot springs on the Colorado River before, mainly the ones in Black Canyon, which is what they call the Colorado River after it goes through the Hoover Dam. There's, gosh, 3 or 4 really nice hot springs down there. And those are some of my favorites. They're right outside Vegas. Obviously, I lived in Vegas for 21 years. I've been to those hot springs bunches of times. But now I'm way up north at the headwaters of that very same river. And I thought, well, crowded or no, I might as well go see what the hot springs up here are like. Okay, it looks like, oh, there's only one car in the parking lot. Maybe I got lucky. All right, let's see what this hot spring is all about. Golly, look at that beautiful river. Oh my God, and you can see there's railroad tracks running right on the other side there. So I guess the train passes every now and then. Matter of fact, I saw the train pass last night while I was camping, and it was a passenger Amtrak train, you know, passenger cars. So if a train passes the hot spring, I suppose I could flash everybody on board if I wanted to. Oh, I hear voices. We must be approaching the hot spring. Okay, now's the part of the video where I feel like the crocodile hunter, because I'm peering through the trees and whispering to myself, how many people will be at this hot spring? Will I be able to get naked? Will I be able to shoot any footage? Okay, I think I see the hot spring. Gotta get back into crocodile hunter mode. You can see there's like a sign on the rock there. Oh my God, just look at how beautiful this is. Holy cow. Oh, I guess people do cliff jumping here. That's what that sign is. Cliff jumping is dangerous and can result in serious injuries. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, that's all well and good, but I'm not here to cliff jump. I want to soak. Where's the hot spring? God, I can't imagine cliff jumping. It would be terrifying. Okay, I don't see a hot spring though. Where is it? I mean, it kind of looks like there's maybe some old pools built up there. Is this giving you vertigo? Oh, look at my shadow. Wow, this is already one of the most beautiful hot springs I've ever been to. I don't know how good the spring itself is going to turn out to be, but just, you can't beat this friggin' backdrop. Look at this. What a time to be alive. Okay, well, it'd be an even better time to be alive if I could find this dang hot spring. Let's see. Maybe over here. Looking for footprints that aren't my own. I mean, yikes, really? This looks sketchy. Like, do I have to climb down that? Oh, wow, yeah, I do. I see the hot spring pool down there, and there's nobody in it. Wow, see that? Doesn't look like anyone's down there. Could it be? Could this be the luckiest day of my life? Wow. It is deserted. Well, you know what that means. That means I'm taking my swimsuit off. Okay, let's see how the water is. Oh, yeah. Not super hot. I'd guess maybe 101. Well, maybe that is super hot. I guess it's all subjective. To me, I like a nice hot soak, like 103, 104. But this, on a hot day like today, feels absolutely amazing. And there must be some powerful source because, well, I was going to say because the river water is mixing with this, but it's not actually. You can see the hot spring water is actually flowing out into the river, and the river is just passing on by. So the source looks like it's coming out of here. In these rocks, maybe? I don't know. Hard to tell. I mean, yeah, it's trickling down here, but it's not even very hot where it's trickling down, so I don't know how this pool is so hot. It doesn't feel any hotter over here. Yeah, this water's not really hot. Huh. It's a mystery. Where is the source of this hot spring? Now I really feel like the crocodile hunter. Oh, and somebody might come hiking down that trail any minute and be shocked and appalled by, well, if not my nudity, then the fact that I'm making a YouTube video, because I've said this before. A lot of people hate YouTubers, especially hot spring aficionados. Okay, well, I don't see any source anywhere. Oh, there is a bolt stuck in the rock here. I don't know. I guess that's if you're rafting. If you come rafting down the river, you can tie up and go for a soak. I'll bet you anything that's what that's for. Well, if any rafters come by here, they're going to see a naked hussy wallowing in the morning sunshine. Oh my God, it feels so good in the sunny part of the water. This is a great hot spring. Oh gosh, look, here come a bunch of rafters. I better duck down and hide behind the rocks. There's like 3 giant rafts with a whole bunch of people in them. They're probably gonna anchor here and want to get in. Well, there goes my peace and quiet. Oh my God, there is just raft after raft after raft of people coming by here. Oh my God, that was one of the wildest things that's ever happened to me at a hot spring. I mean, I'm just sitting in here naked as a jaybird, drinking my coffee, and golly, it looks like 10 rafts full of tourists and kids all came paddling by. And the raft guides, you know how there's like a, what do you call that? Well, I guess a guide. Anyway, there's a guide on each boat, and he's giving his little spiel like, and there's a hot spring over there, and it's funny because I guess they say the same thing to all their clients. So I heard like 3 of them say the same exact thing. We don't stop at that hot spring for 3 reasons. Broken glass, dead skunks, and hippies. One guy said naked hippies. And, well, you know, I'm not confrontational about my nudity. I did kind of sit with my knees up and my arm across my chest and held my coffee up to sort of cover my shame in front of all these kids. But when he said that about naked hippies, I had to go, "What?" and flash it all. Anyway, I think I actually learned a couple things from listening in to these guides, because some of the people in the rafts did want to stop at the hot spring. In fact, one of the guides was like, well, I was going to stop here, but she's naked. Nudity for the win. And it was a bunch of Indians from India, in the raft. I don't know, I mean, haven't you seen worse in India than some naked ninny drinking coffee on a Thursday morning? I mean, geez. Anyway, some of the people in the rafts were like, oh, I want to go in the hot spring. How do you get down there? And so the guides would tell them, oh, there's a trail you can hike down. But then one of the guides said, yeah, there's a trail you can hike down, but they're about to close it off. So I don't know if he was just saying that because, well, if I was a local, I'd probably like to keep this hot spring to myself too. But golly, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that hike to get down here was enough to keep out, I would say, all but the most intrepid explorer. That climb to come down this chute here, that was no joke. And, well, the whole trail itself was pretty steep. Okay, well, it looks like all the happy little rafters have moved on. They're actually just right down the river. I think they're all, like lemmings, gonna climb up to the top of that ridge there and then jump off. I guess that's a safe height for cliff jumping. That one up there would be, well, that'd be a bit much. Incidentally, I shouldn't say jump off like lemmings, because I just read an article where that was all BS. Like the whole concept of lemmings running to jump off a cliff, it was all set up by National Geographic for TV, and I don't think that's actually their real behavior. Anyway, golly, who knows who's going to come floating past this hot spring next? It might be Barbara Walters. I better get my nice, peaceful, relaxing, naked soak in while I can. Whew. Even though the water temperature in this hot spring isn't that hot, just being here in the sun really makes it feel hotter than it is. And that makes me think, well, if I'm right up next to this beautiful, swiftly moving river, I'd be a fool not to take a quick cold plunge. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've been listening to these cliff jumpers who are still jumping off the cliff. The water's real cold. When they get in, I hear them, whoa, 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 it's so cold. So it's gonna be a quick dip, but I feel like I have to do it. I did it. Back in the warm spring. Oh my God, I just love that tingly feeling after you do a cold plunge and then you get it back in the nice warm water. Wow, what a great morning. Oh look, here comes the train. Should I flash him? Ah! Good old Union Pacific. They've seen it all. Uh-oh. Here come some more rafters. Golly. These rafts just keep on coming, and well, I have a feeling they're just gonna keep on coming and coming and coming because it's a beautiful day. Everybody wants to be out on the river. It's just awkward because I feel like a jack-in-the-box. I have to keep popping down, and then it looks like the coast is clear, and so I get up and let the sun kiss my naked body, and then here comes another raft, and I gotta crouch down again, and then when they leave, well, then here comes the train. Man, planes, trains, and automobiles. It's busy at this friggin' hot spring. Okay, maybe no planes, and maybe no automobiles, but trains and boats, and then there's a lot of fishermen too. Man, I can't get a moment's rest at this hot spring. Here I thought I was so lucky to have it all to myself, and I didn't realize that it's basically like being on the sidelines of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Okay. Well, I must have soaked down there for about an hour, hour and a half. And it was pretty nice. I mean, yes, I did have to keep dunking down to hide from the fishermen and the rafters. But I don't know, man. That was a great hot spring, and I would definitely come here again. I got out because, well, some more people finally showed up. There's a woman and two men, and they saw me naked. But, you know, I took that as my cue. I'll get out and let them have their chance. I mean, to be honest, I kind of want to get back to my car anyways because I wasn't so sure about the security at that trailhead. But they were super cool, the people who showed up. They were like, oh no, you don't have to leave, we don't mind. They were very open-minded. But like I said, it's my time to go. So I'm going to hike on back up, but I'm definitely gonna remember this place because, oh my God, how much fun would it be if you had your own kayak or your own boat and you just boated down river? And I'm sure you can camp. Why not? Sign said you can't camp within 50 feet of the shoreline or something. You could find a place to camp. And then you could go to the hot spring at night. How awesome would that be? It's kind of like, well, it's kind of like I've done way down farther on this same river in Black Canyon below the Hoover Dam. If and when I do come back to this hot spring, well, I'll either do it in a boat or I'll just get up real early in the morning. And I know I say that all the time, but sitting in that hot spring at sunrise would be amazing. Not just for the stillness, the natural beauty, but there wouldn't be any rafters. You'd have the whole canyon to yourself. And that might actually be worth getting up early for.